I'm still trying to process what we just witnessed at Daytona. There are heartbreaks in racing, and then there are moments that don't just hurt, they freeze everything. The kind that leaves you staring at the screen in silence, wondering how it all fell apart so fast. This year's Daytona 500 gave us exactly that. Because when you're leading the biggest race in stock car racing with just one lap to go, you can almost feel it. You can almost touch history. You can almost hear your name being written into the record books. And then, in a split second, it's gone. That's what makes Daytona so special and so brutal at the same time. It doesn't care about your story. It doesn't care about your struggle. It doesn't care how perfect your day has been up until that moment. One blink, and everything flips upside down. And what happened on that final lap is something we're going to be talking about for a very long time. Before we get into it, if you felt that emotion too, if you live and breathe NASCAR every week, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're a new channel chasing our first 10,000 subscribers, and we're building this with real fans who actually care about this sport. All right, let's break down what really happened at Daytona. On February 15th, 2026, at Daytona International Speedway, we didn't just watch another Daytona 500. We watched a young driver come within just 2.5 miles of completely changing his life, only to have it ripped away at the very end. Carson Hocevar, 23 years old from Portage, Michigan, entered this season as the 2024 Rookie of the Year, driving the number 77 Spectrum Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports. And while he might not be a household name yet, anyone who follows NASCAR closely knows this kid has been knocking on the door for a while. In 2025, he showed real progress. 2 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and a career-best second-place finish at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You could see it, the growth, the confidence, everything starting to click. But what made this weekend absolutely insane was this. He didn't just show up for Sunday. He went full grind mode. Truck Series, Xfinity Series, Cup Series, triple duty. The only driver doing all three during speed weeks. That's not just racing, that's survival mode. Physically, mentally, emotionally, especially at Daytona. Thursday came first, and it started strong. He finished second in his dual qualifying race behind Chase Elliott, locking himself into the Daytona 500 inches 6th position, exactly where every driver wants to be near the front, but not sitting in the danger zone. Then Friday hit, and everything went sideways. In the Truck Series race, he looked untouchable early. Won Stage 1, collected points, had speed, had control, and then chaos. Tire issues, spins, not once, not twice, but 3 separate incidents, back-to-back cautions, and at one point, his truck literally shuts off while he's running up front. From contender to disaster. He finishes 35th with a DNF. And moments like that don't just disappear, they stay with you. Saturday didn't bring relief either. Xfinity Series, new team, new chance. But Daytona doesn't give second chances easily. He gets caught in not one, but 2 massive multi-car wrecks. And by the end of it, he's out in 20th. 2 races, 2 disappointments, back-to-back punches. So by the time Sunday arrives, you can't help but feel it. This kid deserves something to go right. And that's when Daytona did what it always does. It set the stage for chaos. And Carson Hocevar was right in the middle of it. The Daytona 500 wasn't just a race anymore. It was a war of survival. The race at Daytona was absolute chaos from start to finish. We saw 25 different leaders and 65 lead changes, a record for this event. It felt like every few laps, someone new was taking control, like nobody could hold the front for long. But Carson Hocevar? He wasn't panicking. He was calculating. From the beginning, he played it smart. Early caution comes out around lap 6, and instead of reacting like everyone else, he pits early, setting himself up for fuel advantage later in the race. Then Stage 1 ends around lap 65. The field dives into pit road, but Hocevar stays out. And that one decision puts him inside the top 5 at the stage end. He crosses the line 4th, earning 7 valuable stage points. And early in a season like this, those points matter more than people realize. Even his Spire teammates, Daniel Suarez and Michael McDowell, were collecting stage points too. The entire organization looked sharp, focused, controlled. For once, everything felt like it was clicking. Then, Stage 2 arrives, and Daytona shows its true face. Lap 124. Everything explodes. A massive 2-0 car pileup erupts in the tri-oval, After contact involving Justin Allgaier and Denny Hamlin, smoke everywhere, cars destroyed, metal scattered across the track. And somehow Hocevar gets through it. Why? Because he was patient. He was in the back, saving fuel, staying out of danger. And at Daytona, that kind of discipline can save your entire race in a split second. Now it all comes down to the final stage. Fuel strategy becomes everything. Hocevar and McDowell are communicating constantly, trying to execute a team plan. McDowell, the 2021 Daytona 500 champion, knows exactly how these moments play out. The idea is simple: work together, push forward, and try to get a Spire car into victory lane. But Daytona has a way of breaking even the best plans. Because when you're that close to victory, instinct takes over. And then it happens. The green flag to go, the white flag in the air. Just 2.5 miles between Hocevar and his first Cup Series win. 2.5 miles between him and Daytona 500 immortality. But here's the shocking part. He's been dealing with radio issues all day. He doesn't even fully realize it's the final lap. Think about that. He's leading the Daytona 500 and doesn't even know it's the last lap. As they charge down the backstretch, everything is happening at once. Hocevar is trying to decide which lane to defend. The top lane builds a massive run. Eric Jones in the 43 makes contact in the draft. Hocevar gets slightly unsettled, maybe a bit out of position, maybe the air shifts, maybe it's just Daytona doing what Daytona always does. And then it happens. He gets turned straight into the outside wall. From first to the fence, in seconds. And behind him, everything erupts. Riley Herbst throws a desperate block on Brad Keselowski. More wrecks, more chaos. Cars sliding across the line sideways. Even Chase Elliott crashes before the finish. Pure pandemonium at the line. And through all of it, somehow, Tyler Reddick slips through everything clean. One lap led all day, the final lap. And he wins the Daytona 500 for 23XI Racing, co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. Behind him, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in second, Joey Logano sliding across the stripe in third, and Carson Hocevar, 18th. From leading at the white flag to P18. And you could hear it after the race. That silence, that frustration, that what just happened feeling. He stayed professional, but the emotion was obvious. The what-ifs were loud. But here's the twist most people miss. 18th is actually his best Daytona 500 finish ever. Before this, he had finishes of 40th and 30th. That's progress. And those 7 stage points? They put him 9th in the early season standings with 36 points to start 2026. Because the truth is simple. He did almost everything right. Smart strategy, clean driving, fuel saving, survived wrecks, helped teammates, put himself in the perfect position to win. And at Daytona, sometimes perfect still isn't enough. That's why this race hurts so much. It builds you up just to tear it down in seconds. Looking ahead, this matters more than people realize. Early points matter, confidence matters. And this run changes how the entire garage sees Carson Hocevar. He proved he can control a superspeedway race. He proved he can execute under pressure. The win didn't come, but the message was loud. And as this season moves forward, into playoffs and pressure races, moments like this don't just disappear. They either break a driver or sharpen him. And something tells me this one is going to sharpen him. Now I want to know what you think. Was this just hard racing, a lane mistake, or pure Daytona chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is the kind of finish fans debate all season long. If you felt that heartbreak, hit the like button. It helps more than you think. This is NASCAR Track Insider. We're building a real community of NASCAR fans, and we're chasing our first 5,000 subscribers. If you love real, emotional NASCAR breakdowns every week, subscribe and be part of this from the ground up. Because if this Daytona 500 proved anything, it's that in NASCAR, glory and heartbreak are separated by inches.